A lot of progress was made last night in the recovery from yesterday's storm, but there's still some work to do as the damage is now being assessed. CP24's Beatrice Vaisman joins us live from the southern Don Valley Parkway, where things look totally different than they did yesterday afternoon, Beatrice. So tell us about what you're seeing and, what's open, what's still closed.
Well, Chopper 24, Jen, telling the story for us about what's open, what's closed. The Gardiner Expressway, the Don Valley Parkway, they are open. They have been since just before 6 o'clock this morning. And this is what it looks like. I mean, there's no question the color of the roads, as I've been saying all morning, really paints a picture as to what was here some 12 hours ago, for sure, at the height of all of this, when we saw this torrential downpour happen. The Don Valley Parkway, this beautiful shade of brown this morning, as we give you a live look from Chopper 24. Hello up there. To anyone commuting in and out of the city, it is a status quo. I'm not going to say it's easy because that would be a lie. That's just standard traffic here in Toronto, but you can navigate these major arteries. Yesterday there was feet of water here on the Don Valley Parkway. Drivers obviously underestimating how deep the water was, driving in and then their cars getting stuck, people climbing onto their roofs, trying to just stay at a higher ground to stay really dry and wait to be rescued. Fire officials had to rescue about a dozen people here off the Don Valley Parkway yesterday, getting them to safety. Thankfully, this is the highlight really, we haven't heard of a single injury really happening as a result of this flooding. I was over at Simcoe in front early yesterday afternoon. A lot of flooding there under the bridge just near Union Station. Some vehicles also getting stuck there. A taxi driver also telling me he underestimated the depth of the water, drove in, got stuck, and his car started to fill with water. And then he climbed out and essentially walked through about waist-deep water to get to where we were, Jen. So things certainly looking quite different today than they did yesterday afternoon and even overnight for sure. For those whose basements flooded, obviously that's a different story. There's a lot more cleanup that's going to happen. And for hydro workers also, there's still some work to be done. At the height of all this, 167,000 customers were without power today. About just over 3,000 still remain without power, Jen. But we talked to the mayor about Toronto's response to this flooding, and here's what she told us. Okay, we'll hear from the mayor another time, but I know you've got the city manager, Paul Johnson, is going to be joining us here on CP24 Breakfast as well as 8 o'clock to talk about the city's response. As for transit, pardon me, the TTC was impacted yesterday, both Line 1 and Line 2. Metrolinx this morning still saying some of their train routes, their rails are impassable, especially the Richmond Hill line, bypassing a whole whack of stations. So if you're heading into the city on that route, you're being advised to leave yourself about 30 extra minutes for commute time, Nick and Jen. So things vastly different right now than they were this time yesterday. Back to you.
Okay, a slow but steady recovery. At least things are trying to get back to normal today. Beatrice Vaisman reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.